Good morning. Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to pull some cards for this week ahead. So welcome. Extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my cards here. It's a combined deck, so we've got Speed of Light Oracle, 55 cards, and Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, 55 cards combined to make a 110 card deck, which is so fun to use. And I'll be using this deck to look for the best cards for this week ahead. I usually do this every Monday, so you've probably seen these before. If you haven't, then I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust you enjoy the connection and the guidance that comes through today. So last week I was recording this on location, so apologies to those of you who connect on YouTube because the video didn't go onto YouTube last week, but it did go onto Facebook, so hopefully you caught it there. But our theme for last week was around boundaries, and really thinking about, or really noticing probably last week, where we were giving our power away and what we were focusing on. So where our attention went, was that a healthy and supportive and positive place to put our attention? Or was it draining us? So a lot of us were looking at those sorts of things last week, and also reinforcing our boundaries for some of us was quite important. So today, let's see what happens. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. It is Monday the 23rd of November here. It's very early. It's 7:32 a.m. I've been up since just after 3 a.m. And I've already written the current energy report. I've just had a bath, and I am going to do this video, or I am doing this now. Then I'll probably go back to bed for a couple of hours and then do some sculpting, hopefully. So we'll see what the day brings, but it is already Monday here. I'm going to pull the cards like I have been the last couple of months, I think, maybe 6 weeks. Which is intuitively, so I'm going to lay the cards out in an intuitive way, and I'm just going to share what I feel with them. I'm going to show you the cards as I go, and I'm going to try not to speak too fast. I can't guarantee it, because once the energy comes in, and when I make a connection, the energy can come in really, really quickly, and so I will try not to speak too fast. If you find that it's too fast for you and you can't understand what I'm saying, please check this video out on YouTube. It will be up on YouTube in a couple of hours after this live stream, and it should have subtitles, so that might help you if you struggle with that. So take a nice big breath. Just think of this as a guide only. Please remember to take on board what feels right, what resonates with you, what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. And yeah, let's see what happens and what's coming forward for this potential week ahead. So I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week, from the 23rd of November through till the 29th of November. I trust in my deck. I trust in my deck 100%, and I trust 100% in the way I choose my cards. So let's see. I feel a little excited about this week. Okay, let's see. I'll just see how I'm going to lay the cards out in my mind's eye, and just lay them out here on the grass. Or I don't know if it's technically grass. It's probably technically weeds, but it's freshly mown grass or weeds, so it makes it a bit easier to deal with. Okay, so we've got like a backwards 7, so a shape like this, although that probably looks like a 7 to you, because I think I'm mirrored. So we've got 7 cards in a backwards 7. And I'm going to start from that corner point and turn that card over and see what we've got. Okay, looking good, looking good. Oh, yes. Okay, we have one featured card, which is this. And it has further instructions here, which say to fan out the deck and grab another card. So both of these decks have featured cards as part of what I did when I created them. The wolf has come up with that card. So the featured cards prompt you to pull more cards, which gives us more information. It's really quite interesting. So let's start. Let's start off the week. We're starting off the week with the Buffalo Woman, card 4. And she says talents, gifts, skills, and recognition. So this is starting the week. This is about honouring what we're skilled at, what we're capable of, what we're good at. It's also about learning new skills or developing some skills in areas that we could do with expanding or getting more experience in. So if we're quite competent in something, this might be like a further education or a further development of a skill that we have. This is about also recognising the skills, the gifts, the talents, we could say, the creativity, perhaps, for you as well, that we bring to our world. So let's be careful on Monday that we're not waiting for other people to recognise what we're offering or what we're doing, but to recognise that ourselves. So can you recognise the effort that you're putting in? Can you recognise the skills that you have learned, the skills that you have achieved, or the experience that you've gained? Because it feels like we're being handed this kind of sacred totem pole on Monday, we could say, which is like this recognition, this ownership of the skills that we have gained through our life experience. Now, if you're sitting here feeling a bit unskilled, or if you're feeling a bit lacking, or if you've been comparing yourself to other people that are maybe more expert in a field than you, then maybe that is a motivation for you to step out and maybe look to further develop yourself, or further develop those talents or skills. So keep practicing too. If you're working with art or music, things like this, I think a lot of skills are about practice, aren't they? Keep practicing so we get better at something. But let's recognise how far we've come and the skills that we have developed. So this feels really nice and grounding and anchoring, and really quite like a personal achievement or a personal recognition that we're preparing to start the week with, which feels very grounding, very stabilising, and very solid start to the week. So that feels really good. And then we move into, we move into 2 branches now. So we're moving into Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday, and then we'll move down the other branch for the weekend. But they all come from this one card. So both branches, both paths that I'm about to talk about, all come from this card. So this is about what we bring to our life, what we bring to our relationships, what we bring to the world. Though sometimes thinking in that way can be a little big and daunting, so sometimes bringing it closer to home is better. So this is Tuesday the 24th of November. I'm feeling we have the sea eagle. It's not a seagull, it's a sea eagle. In fact, we saw a juvenile one when we were driving back from camping just a few days ago. So we have these around here. And they're white-bellied sea eagles, is this drawing. And it's card 29, and it says reconnection. So this is about reconnecting with something that's important to us. And this is especially something that we've likely been feeling disconnected from or separated from recently or in recent months. So it could be a person that we've been feeling separate or disconnected from. Could be a talent or a skill, seeing as though we've already been talking about those. So is there a hobby or something that you used to love, but then life got in the way, you've had a crappy year or what have you, and you forgot about your hobby? So maybe you haven't picked up your paint, maybe you haven't picked up your craft, your musical instrument for 6-9 months. So maybe for you, this early part of the week is about reconnecting with those things that you used to do and re-practicing, revisiting those hobbies, those things that bring you joy, that are a way for you to express yourself. There is also an element of this card that talks about reconnecting with those higher energies, so the spiritual energies too. So how have your spiritual connections been lately? Have you been feeling disconnected from spirit or from the higher energies, from your higher self? And what can you do about it on Tuesday to reconnect? So reconnect suggests that we may be coming out of a disconnection. So to plug back in, what are we feeling unplugged from? Sometimes we need to unplug from technology or unplug from our life a little bit to be able to reconnect, which is kind of what I did last week when I went camping. I unplugged, I went offline, I went off grid so that I could plug back in and reconnect to myself and what was important to me. So see how that fits and how that feels and how that relates to you and how you've been feeling lately. But reconnection with the Sea Eagle. There is a high-flying feeling with this card. So we're starting the week with a grounded, stable energy, and then as we move into the week, there's almost like a takeoff feeling, a feeling of upliftment as we move into Tuesday. Now Wednesday, we have a double wolf. So those of you who resonate with the wolf, we've got two wolves here, as we've got this featured card for Wednesday. That's Wednesday, the 25th of November. So this card we'll look at first, and then we'll look at their relationship together. This is card 17. It says solitude, grounding, mending, privacy, and reassess. So this has come up quite a bit lately in the last probably 6 weeks or so. It's come up, I think, every other week maybe. But this reminds us to step back and take some private time. And we may feel that around Wednesday, so around midweek. For you it may be Tuesday, it may even be Thursday, but it feels around midweek that some of us may need to sort of step back, withdraw, slip into the cave for some healing time, some mending, some privacy, and to reassess our life. When I'm in reassessment mode and I'm in this space, I'm looking at reassessing or assessing what's led me to this point. So my past that's led me here, how I feel now, and where I feel I'm going. Do I feel like I'm on track to go in the direction that I've been wanting to go in or that feels right for me at the time? The other thing to consider while we're in our time of privacy or withdrawal, or we might feel a bit antisocial around midweek, is connected with this card, which is the wolf. The wolf, card 21. And this wolf is our battle companion. So every time this card comes up, I get the same visual. Even when I drew this, I had the same visual. So I see this card as like the wolf, like a dog, a loyal companion, walking beside us as we walk down into the minefield. So we might feel around midweek, and we may have felt lately, that we've been walking in a bit of a minefield, that we're walking on eggshells. We don't really know where to tread. We might feel a bit hesitant or a bit sort of held back in our confidence in making steps or making decisions or choices. We, or some of us, may be going through a bit of a health thing or a bit of a situation in our life where we're needing to tread kind of cautiously, just in case we tread on a landmine. And we might tread on a few as we walk through this minefield. The good thing about the minefield is it's temporary, because it's just a temporary phase that we will walk out of before too long. Another thing to remember as we walk through the minefield is that we are supported. We're not walking it alone. So we're going to be guided along the way, almost like this wolf here now is like our guide dog, where we can't see, we can't sense what's underground, but it's like our guide dog can. So if we can trust the instincts of our support that we have, then that will also help lead us through. But it's not the end of the world if we tread on a landmine. It might mean that we have a bit of an off couple of hours. It might mean that something happens or we get a phone call or something that disturbs our equilibrium a little bit. But we can get back onto our feet and keep going. So it's reminding us that this is a temporary situation, but it may require time to reassess, time to heal, time to slip back into our cave for healing. So that's around midweek, especially around Wednesday. But then we move out of it. So we move out of that minefield, and by Thursday and maybe into Friday, we've got the Stallion here, card 1. This is a great card. It's so motivating. And it says, untie yourself. So this is about letting our wild spirit be free. So have you been feeling free and wild? Have you been feeling tied down and held back? And if you have, what can you do to untie yourself on around Thursday? Can you free yourself? Can you motivate yourself to get moving, to get out of the rut, to move into your life where you need to move? So I see this stallion like a wild horse. So where have you been feeling tied down or tamed? And what can you do to free yourself up a little bit? And this card then travels off this path and we finish here, as I said. So we start with that this card around Monday. So this moves into now the stallion. And now we move from this same card, I should just keep it in my hand. Now we move from this card down into the weekend. So everything's coming from this. Our skills, our talents, the gifts, our learning, recognizing what we've accomplished, or keep practicing our skills our hobby, so we can get better at it. So this is our grounding for this week. This is our pinpoint. This is our anchor, is to stay aligned with those things that we're interested in, those hobbies, those creative things. Okay, so now we're approaching the weekend. We're moving from Friday into Saturday. We have card 53, gathering. Friday, Saturday, that's 27th, 28th of November, roughly. It says helping, ready, leader, and meeting. So this is the gathering of people. This is the gathering of a group. This is a meeting of some sort around Friday, maybe into Saturday. This is a gathering of like minds. It might be the gathering of a family, the gathering of a group of friends, but it will be of significance. So there's something important about this gathering, and there's a feeling here of like minds coming together. So like minds maybe with a common interest or a common thing that's discussed or talked about, but this will be really important in helping us access the leader within us. And this is not us being bosses or being bossy of other people. This is us stepping in and stepping up and leading the way for ourselves in our life, which really is similar to this card here, the stallion. There is a leader feeling here. There is a pulling through. There is a motivation to step up and be the leader of our life, to take responsibility for our life, to make some new choices, to start opening some new doors and closing some old doors too that don't work for us anymore. So this feels to be connected. So Thursday, Friday and into Saturday, connecting with this leader energy that comes up. And in fact, this is really interesting. So I just clicked. The next card is the lion. This is the leadership card in my mind. So as we're deep into the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, into, even into early Sunday, we have this card 11, the lion. It says, be balanced with your responsibilities. But this is definitely the leader card here in this whole deck. So we have a lot of leadership energy coming in, a lot of motivation, but it's really stepping up and being the leader for ourselves in our life. So if you feel lately that you've been waiting on other people to make decisions for you, if you've been waiting on this, waiting on that, that's kind of, to me, a little bit like the opposite of stepping up and being the leader. So if I feel like I'm waiting for people to make decisions and things seem slow and I'm just feeling really impatient with that because I just want to get things going, sometimes I'll just step up and go, right, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm committing to, and sort of motivate myself moving forward. So there is a strong motivational energy towards the end of the week and into the weekend. We're being encouraged to look at our responsibilities. So look at what we're responsible for, what we're obligated to, but also what we might be feeling victim about. So what we might be feeling doubtful in or small in or victim to, and how can we step up and turn that into a positive? How can we step up and turn that into an opportunity to step further into our role as a leader of our life, to self-motivate? So how can you self-motivate, especially as you move towards the weekend? And then on Sunday, we have card 22, the Lotus heart. And it says Om mantra, meditate, reconnect, and peace. This is connecting us straight in with our hearts. And it almost puts the brakes on, but doesn't stop things. There's almost like this motivation, this motivating energy, this kind of movement, this action that moves forward, especially as the Stallion's here. So, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, and into the weekend, it almost feels like things just stop. Things just pause. There's sort of like a halt or a sort of catching of breath sort of energy, and this feeling of moving into our heart on Sunday. So there might be something that really touches our heart and really bursts it open on Sunday. There's also this sense with this card, we've got the word reconnect. So there's also a feeling here of reconnecting with our heart and finding, you know, like we talk about peace of mind, and also this sense of peace of heart. So feeling peaceful in our heart on Sunday. So for some of us, or for some of you, that may be a little bit of a struggle or a tense kind of subject if you've been feeling broken or closed off or hurt in your heart for however long. So Sunday will probably be an opportunity for us to find peace in our heart, especially with things that happened in our past that hit us really close in our heart. So it feels a gentle, peaceful, it feels to be, you know, gentle, beautiful music that I'm feeling. So that sort of energy around nature time and just sort of a slow pace for Sunday, so that we can take that opportunity to reconnect and find peace and heal our heart. So I trust that makes sense. You won't really know till you hit the days. So this is why it's important, and I recommend if you're interested, come back and reconnect with the video throughout the week so that you can touch base, get your bearings, and see where the guidance fits. Don't take my word for it. See how it practically works for you in your life. Yes, ocean. That is beautiful for Sunday. I love that. Thanks, Joseph. Okay, so I'm getting ready to pull the card for the theme for this week. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So, if you want to learn more about me, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Your support is essential in helping me be able to keep doing my work full time, so please consider supporting my work if you're inspired to. You can become a patron, which is like donating or pledging, they call it, once a month for however long you want to. And there are resources you can access through Patreon that I don't offer on my website. So that might be something to look at too if you're interested in supporting my work. So let's see what the theme card is. So the theme card will help bring all these days together. It's going to help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead. So the best card for the theme, and this is the card I really keep in mind for the whole week, the energy of it, to see how it fits and how it feels. So the best card for the theme for the majority of us is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Ah, yes, this fits in perfectly. The fox. We haven't seen the fox for quite a while. So if you're pretty new to watching, you might not have even seen this card. It's card 8, the fox. And the fox says to find a way. Now, how motivating is that? We've got a lot of motivation coming up this week, especially as we move over that midweek time period of needing to be private or feeling a bit withdrawn, or really thinking about reassessing our life and where we're at and our journey. Once we get over that midweek kind of time period, I think it's starting to rain, then it feels like full steam ahead. We have a little bit of a break energy on Sunday, at least for part of the day, but it feels quite like a rocket really taking off. And this theme card really works well with that. So the fox is about finding a way to carve a new path out for ourselves. And that feels really powerful. What sort of path do you need to carve out for yourself? And a little bit of a hint for some of us is that it's probably got to do with this card. the buffalo woman that I talked about at the very beginning, because everything is stemming from here. This is our anchor point this week. So some of us might find that practicing our creativity, building something, working on plans or a project, developing our skills, learning, all these types of things are probably going to be, or one particular thing for us, but this sort of energy, it's probably going to be really important this week and is going to be our foundation for moving forward and carving this new path out for ourselves. There is a sense here, and I wrote it in the report, the current energy report this morning. So it's actually interesting as well that I'm saying this now, because when I wrote the report, I saw that because a lot of our elders are actually departing the earth at this time. There are a lot of elders, and I see it like old elephants in the elephant tribe, you know, the group of elephants, the matriarch of the elephants. A lot of them are, or a few of them are actually leaving the earth at this time. And it sort of feels like the king leaving the kingdom to his son. And the king has carved out a path that he felt was right. And this path now is left for the king or another elephant to step up into the matriarch, the elder's role. And to kind of, it's like the path has already been, it's like a track that's already been laid in some way. But as we step into the role as leader, as we motivate ourselves this week, as we access our skills, our creativity, our hobby, or whatever we're developing in that sort of way, it's almost like we get deeper into that path and almost this feeling of carving it into the ground. So instead of being a track that's been laid, you know, the groundwork may have been done for some of us in some of the areas that we're slipping into. But there is this sense of sort of like carving out the ground, really digging out, really getting the jungle, the growth back, and looking at where we're going on our path now. There is a renewed sense of hope at the moment for our future. That wasn't felt just a couple of weeks ago. A lot of us felt quite hopeless. We felt that, wow, the world has gone madder than it even did before. But there is a renewed sense of hope that's around at the moment. And so that hope gives us incentive to look ahead. If we've got no hope for ourselves, our offspring or our family or the world, we're not really going to feel like putting an effort into our life, because it's going to feel like we just don't really care anymore. So to have a renewed sense of hope is a really good thing, because I feel like it is like a dangling carrot that helps us renew our motivation for our future, for forward momentum, forward movement, and our hope for ourselves, our family, the world. So there is renewed hope. So I trust, and maybe this has inspired you just a little bit to maybe get out of a little rut that you've been feeling, or to step into something that you've been thinking about lately. But there is great motivation this week and great potential to move ahead in leaps and bounds. But it is up to us. So see how you go. Our theme card, the fox, this week. Let's see how it plays out and how we get into our life this week. So exciting. Thank you so much. I have used my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle cards. You can learn more about these on my website, although I think we've only got 4 or 5 decks of this Speed of Light left, and I've got no more scheduled for printing. There are heaps of Animal Kingdom Oracle cards left because they're a newer deck. So thank you so much. Have a great week. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating, and thanks for watching and spending your precious time with me today. I will see you again very soon, so take care of yourself, and goodbye for now. Thank you. See ya.